Well, thank you.
What time is it over there in Sweden? Sometime around 11 at night?
No, it's nine in the evening.
Oh, you're only about 6 hours ahead then. I thought you were further.
Yep.
Cool. Well,
So
thanks for joining
it's
me. First things first, holy fuck, what a great record. I love that shit.
thank you.
Man, I don't know. I don't even know how to explain it for those not familiar, but I mean, the first thing, and not that it's a sounds like it, but the influences from the 70s or from the early 80s, like, I mean, Thin Lizzy comes to mind nonstop every time I put it on. It's so amazing.
Yeah, well, thanks.
Yeah.
We did our best.
Oh, yeah. You guys are just getting back from tour, right? How did that go?
Yeah, we went through Europe all the way down to Spain and back. It was nice. It was almost like it used to be before the pandemic.
Is
People
it stuck?
seemed happy to,
Yeah.
yeah, it's starting to come alive again, I guess.
And
And people are happy to be out and just doing stuff. You can really sense it.
oh, yeah. I mean, I imagine the energy is probably insane, right? Because we're just as excited to be at the shows as you are to be playing them, maybe.
Yeah, totally. And it's fun. We're a touring band. That's where we play. So
Right.
it felt good to like get reminded on why we're doing this.
So, with that being said, then, what did you guys do for the last 2 years? I mean, were you writing or were you rehearsing or did you just kind of take a break and hibernate?
I guess writing and rehearsing will be the professional answer, but
Right.
I was just wrenching on my car and drinking way too much beer and taking it fairly easy.
Yeah.
Uh, well, my creative process is more book a studio date and then wait until like last minute and then get everything done with utter anxiety.
Oh, really?
So when yeah, that's how I work, and I hate it, and my bandmates hate it, but that's how it works.
Right. I
So
mean,
yeah,
do you guys are you guys all writing together like in the studio, like in the traditional sense, or are you guys taking advantage of technology and sending shit back and forth?
no, we usually what usually happens is I write like or I come up with the ideas for the songs, and then we've been playing for 10 years now, so I know pretty much which way Adam's gonna take it, and when Martin's doing like vocal harmonies and guitar stuff, we usually don't really need to communicate that. We
Right.
just I show the songs, and they're they're good at what they do. So that's how songs usually emerge. Sometimes it's kind of weird because you can't really hear the song without making a demo, but it's more fun that way. And we try to be like play as much live in the studio as possible, and that's what we've been doing like on all the albums. With the Surrender album, we did a bit more, tracking different tracks on top of each other, and because we had no bass player, so me and Martin played the bass.
Right.
So that album kind of grew into what it became more than us having a solid idea from the start.
I think it becomes, and maybe I'm wrong, but from my point of view, I think you can hear that and it becomes more immediate and organic when it's done sort of in the studio and you've had time to let the songs sort of meld.
One second.
Yeah, yeah.
I need to sort this technology out here. My got turned on for some reason. All right. Yeah.
Yeah, so again, I said I think it makes the song and the music in general more organic and more immediate when it's done in the studio like that, and it has a chance to breathe and maybe coalesce a little bit different than if you were just sending files back and forth and this is what it goes, right? Because you pick up little nuances off each other.
Yeah, and like there's a certain like nerve when you get a good take. You kind of sort of want to dance that little tune all the way to the end, and that like sometimes you have to, if you screw up in the beginning of the song but the take is still good, you need to just like go for it anyways, and that
Yeah.
makes it sound more, in my opinion, real, I guess. But
Yeah, yeah. I agree.
Yeah,
What is there
it's not
something?
supposed to be perfect, man.
No, I agree. And everything is so quantized in, in the land of Pro Tools now, or the world of Pro Tools and Cubase or whatever you're using. Everything is so quantized and so perfect. While I appreciate,
Yeah.
the production quality of the new electronics, I think the older school approach, at least maybe I'm just old. I'm an old fuck, I don't know, but maybe it's just me, but I appreciate the rawness. I don't know if that's the word, but you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, yeah, and I agree. And in my opinion, rock music is supposed to sound like, drums are supposed to sound like drums, and if you kind of over process stuff, it tends to, you know, that it tends to sound like the 80s. Like, that's not a drum.
Right.
What's going on there?
So full confession, I'm from I grew up in the 80s and I do like the 80s sound and I do, I was a big hair metal fan but I understand what you're saying because Mutt Lang drums, like you listen to a Def Leppard record and those drums don't sound like any drums I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah,
Good for
I'm
what they
also
are.
into the stuff. Ingve was the guitar player who got me into shredding.
Yeah.
So
Actually, I just saw him recently here in the States. I interviewed him too, but I just saw him recently. Still got it. Pretty crazy stuff.
yeah, well, he's Ingve, all right.
Yeah.
It's a bit. It's always been like I don't
Yeah.
know. It's always seems confused, like it's taken out of a Spinal Tap movie or something.
Yes. I think it's 100%. He outfits in the whole deal, but then he gets up on stage and plays and your mouth drops
Yeah, he knows how to do one thing, and he does it really well. So
amazingly well, yeah.
he's a cool guy.
So I
Yeah,
mean,
he's
this has nothing to do with the conversation, but I remember being a little kid, well, not a little kid, but like 17, and they were playing in Brooklyn where I used to live or near where I used to live in New York and we got fake IDs. It was on the Rising Force record, first record ever, and we got fake IDs just to get into that stupid show because we had never seen him. Obviously, it was the first time in the States, but never even been to a show. And me and my neighbor would just kind of snuck into this place, and it was off the chain.
nice.
Anyway, so when you're writing, are you writing with a message in mind? Is there something you want your fans to take away from after listening to a Dead Lord record, especially Dystopia or the EP?
Uh, yeah, we're doomed. I don't know. I guess I'm not too fond of, you know, all of the cliches, just some of them, and I try to tweak them a bit. So, um, in my opinion, like writing a lyric that is not too straightforward leaves more room for the listener to kind of interpret what they kind of would like the song to be about more. But then again, like the topics that we cover are, a bit political, and there's a direness and a bit of dark. It's not too optimistic.
Right. I mean,
Whenever I get frustrated with things that I really can't do anything about, I tend to write songs about it. It's a way of coping,
yeah.
and maybe waking someone else up somewhere to those sorts of issues. And yeah,
Is it
those
cathartic
songs
for
seem
you?
to come easy. Is it what?
Cathartic.
Was that?
So, I mean, is it a way for you to get the shit that's inside of you out, like a
Oh,
release?
uh, yeah, I guess it started that way. At least it was like I had my own little. That was my comfort thing, to just go home and write a song if I felt bad. And every now and then, when I'm drunk and sad about whatever stupid thing I'm messed up about, then I try to write songs. But the more we've been playing, and the more the writing has become like something that I need to do, I tend to. It tends to be a stressful thing to like have to make sure the songs are good enough. So that way, it can be kind of yeah, well, stressful to sit down and just I I want to have like a certain vibe that is the song when you feel like, oh yeah, I got it now. And I'm usually looking for that as often as I can. And whenever I find it, I tend to like, all right, let's do it now. Sometimes that moment doesn't last nearly as long as I would want it to be. So it's more like me humming into my phone, and that's the demo. That when it comes to like making actual songs of the ideas, that's usually what I go for. And I sometimes, I'm on my way home, I write a little snippet. That sounds cool. Those words rhyme. Fire, desire. That's my hate rhyme. I hate it. Even though Dio sings it, still it's terrible.
It is
also City Pretty. You can't do that.
But you're right. I mean, if we go back to Dio or even the 80s stuff, it definitely, that's there everywhere. Well, look at me. I just did it. I was there everywhere.
Yeah, well.
I mean, I get it. And it's not lighthearted music. I mean, it's good music, what you guys are doing. And, the title, Dystopia, definitely sounds perfect for what you're talking about. The political things that we're all going through, or the whole global thing that we're all going through in every country at this point.
Yeah, it's like the world couldn't have served us better when it came to
served you enough material for the next 5 albums.
Yeah, well, if we'll be around.
What do you guys have planned? I know you just did this run. What do you have planned after this?
We got some festival shows. We're going to Poland. I think we're going to play Gothenburg show in Sweden, which like we never play in Sweden. So hopefully, yeah, for some reason, Swedes don't really dig us.
Wow.
I mean, every now and then we play a festival show and there will be people there, but we never do tours here. So that's going to be fun. And we've got some, festivals here and there, and we're still booking, trying to figure out whether to do like tours in between the weekend shows or just fly in. Tours get shockingly expensive when the gas prices are high.
Yeah.
It sounds stupid, but if you're traveling like a gazillion miles, it like you can tell actually. Like this last one was like I was a bit bummed out, but hey.
What's it like being back?
I'll just sell more t-shirts.
Buy more t-shirts if you're watching this. Buy more merch. What's it like being back on the road after so long? Did you have to get your legs back, or was it automatic? Just jump right on and play.
I get some sort of. I tend to think that I forget how to be on stage. Like not the playing part, not the singing part. It's just like the weirdness of actually like the longer I'm away from playing a show, the more it strikes me that it's totally bananas to stand 1 hour and just shout in people's faces and just trying to, hey, look at this, I'm playing guitar behind my head. And like that can get to you because you need that certain sort of, you need to be a bit insane to not like you need to think that this is cool. And usually 3 shows in, you're like, all right, this is reasonable. I'm going to do this now. And that's what you need to play a rock show. So yeah, it takes some, like you need to oil the machinery a bit with the first shows. But a great audience helps.
Oh yeah,
of course.
So going from wrenching cars and drinking to a little bit of a transition between wrenching cars and then throwing a guitar over your head. A little bit.
Oh yeah, yeah. But I mean, they both. So I think it's the same part of the brain, like the feel good part of your brain. That's been. I don't know.
That's been dormant for a while because I think everybody's kind of just been so locked up and so doing whatever that you're lighting everybody's brains up now, just being in a crowd and playing with people and seeing live music and especially heavier music, I think.
Yeah, I hope so. But it's also weird with all the bands that want to get out touring and want to play shows because now everyone wants to get out.
Yeah,
so it's kind of tricky to actually book stuff now because there's like a line of bands just wanting to be there.
Right. So I think there's probably not enough venues, but then there's also people on my side as well that don't have the money to see every band that's in town. You have to kind of choose when you have this floodgate of, hey, there's 9 bands in town this week. Where do I go?
Yeah. Maybe a few of the venues got closed down during the pandemic as well. I don't know. We'll see. So far, it's been working out for us, at least. So.
That's great. Yeah. That runs me to the end of my questions. Did you have anything else that I missed?
No, not really.
I appreciate you taking the time. I know it kind of meandered. I kind of just like to talk and see where we go, but.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. It's we want to play shows. We want to make new albums, and we're going to keep on doing that. So just people keep their eyes out for whatever we might.
I'm a new fan. You guys were not on my radar till Claire sent me this a couple months ago, or whatever it was, a month ago. And
then she's doing a good job.
Yes, she's good. But I've been a fan ever since. I've been jamming it in my car and the whole deal. I really, really love this record. So kudos.
Thanks.
Keep up the good work. And I don't know that you'll get to the States anytime soon, but if you do, I'm hoping to see you here.
Yeah, well, we'll try. I love the States, man. Go there as often as I can.
Yeah. Hopefully you come here with the band and we catch you.
Yeah.
All right, man. Thank you for taking the time, my friend.
Take care.
Well. Hey, we'll see you. Bye.
Hello out there. Yes, hello out there, everyone. I'm Hal Schwartz.
And I'm Flynn McLean. Together we host None But the Brave, a podcast dedicated to the music and career of Bruce Springsteen.
Bruce and E Street Band are on tour right now for the first time in 6 years, and we're taking a detailed look at what's happening on stage in our bi-weekly episodes.
We've also been recently joined by some very exciting guests, including rock journalist Warren Zanes and Stephen Hayden, Backstreet's Magazine founder Charles Cross, and Barstool's Kirk Minahan.
If you're a diehard Springsteen fan, this is the show for you.
So please subscribe to None But the Brave on your favorite podcasting platform, and we hope to see you further on up the road.
Thank you so much. We'll be seeing you.